It's Chance and Fallon taking the stage. Deep dives ready to engage. Conversations that spark the soul, where stories unfold and make you whole. The Chance and Fallon Show's the place to be. Talking about the world and what we need to see. Tune in now, don't miss a beat. Articulation Media's got you on your feet.
Welcome to the Chance and Fallon Show.
You know that feeling, right? It's like maybe it's late at night, you're driving, windows down.
Oh, yeah. Nobody else on the road.
And you're just blasting a song. And for, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, you're not you anymore.
Right.
You're not the person with bills or stress. You are the person that song says you are.
That main character energy moment, we've all had it.
Exactly. Well, we usually talk about that as escapism, a fantasy.
A break from reality.
But what we're looking at today is it's a case where that fan energy, that connection to a pop icon, actually becomes the blueprint for someone's whole identity.
And not just identity, but survival.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big pivot from our usual topics. I mean, we're usually looking at tech or history or
Business trends, things like that.
And today we're looking at the mechanics of an anthem. Specifically, how a rock artist named Masque took a global superstar, Lady Gaga, and turned her into a metaphor for his own existence.
And the track is literally called Save Me, Lady Gaga.
It is.
Which, I have to be honest, when I first saw that in our source material, I thought, okay, this is just clickbait.
It has that feel, doesn't it? Like a YouTube title or something.
A meme. But the deeper you get into the bio, the composition notes, and all the press for his upcoming radio appearance,
Yeah.
you realize this isn't a joke at all.
No, it's a really substantial piece of work.
It's heavy.
And I think that initial reaction you had, that is this for real feeling, I think that's part of the point.
How so?
It's what the sources call the balance of wit versus vulnerability. If you just call the song I'm Sad and Need Help, well,
People might just tune out.
exactly. But if you call it Save Me, Lady Gaga, you grab their attention with the wit and then you hit them with the vulnerability.
So that's our mission today. We're going to deconstruct this track, figure out who this artist Masque is.
And look at how the whole indie music ecosystem, especially shows like ARTiculation Radio, actually works to break an artist like this.
Because there's a lot more going on here than just a catchy, kind of cheeky title.
For sure. And I think the place to start is with that cognitive dissonance you mentioned. You hear Lady Gaga and you think pop, dance, meat dresses.
Glitter, yeah.
But Masque. He is not a pop star.
No. The bio is very clear on this. He's a rock artist.
Genre-defying is the term the press notes use, which, I usually roll my eyes at that.
We all do.
But here it actually seems to fit. He's fundamentally working in the rock space. And he's doing it from a place that I think adds a whole other layer to it. Honolulu.
Okay, let's talk about that. Because when I think of the Honolulu music scene, and maybe this is just a stereotype,
Go on.
I think of like reggae, Hawaiian.
Chilled out acoustic stuff.
Exactly. Singer-songwriters playing in a resort. I do not immediately jump to angst-filled rock anthem.
Which creates an interesting tension right off the bat, doesn't it? If you're a rock artist in Hawaii, you're already sort of an outlier.
You're pushing against the local sound.
Right, you're physically in paradise, but your music is exploring these darker, grittier themes.
That whole local boy narrative usually has such a laid-back vibe to it. He's kind of subverting that.
And he's been at it for a while. The timeline in the notes is important. It shows a real persistence. He started releasing music back in 2021.
Which isn't that long ago, but in terms of output.
Incredibly busy. He's already put out 2 full albums, Masked Emotions and Midnight Flames.
And both of those have deluxe editions. I thought that was a really telling detail.
Why is that?
Well, why go to the trouble of a deluxe edition if you're just starting out, you know?
It signals intent. It's not just throwing songs at the wall to see what sticks on TikTok.
Right.
It's about building a world. You're saying, this era of my work isn't done yet. I have more to say. It shows a level of curation, of confidence.
That's a great point. He sees himself as an album artist, not just a content creator.
And that confidence seems to be backed up. The sources highlight that his second album, Midnight Flames, got a nomination for Best Rock Album at the 2025 Hoku Awards.
Okay, we have to pause on that. Because if you're not from Hawaii, you might not get how big a deal that is.
No, you might not.
So contextualize the Hoku Awards for us. Is it like a local battle of the bands?
No. Think of the Hoku Awards as the Grammys of Hawaii.
Okay.
It is the industry standard there, the highest honor. So for him to get a nomination, specifically in the rock category, it validates that he's not just some internet artist in his bedroom.
He's recognized by the industry, by his peers, in his home state.
Exactly. That's huge for credibility because anyone can upload to Spotify.
And he has. The notes mention a bunch of popular tracks like No Matter What and Strange Reality.
But getting that Hoku nod, that anchors him in the real world. It turns him from guy with a hobby to award-nominated artist.
So you have this established, recognized artist. He's openly LGBTQ+. His work deals with identity, love, mental health. He's built this foundation.
And on top of that foundation, he drops this new single,
Save Me, Lady Gaga.
the centerpiece of our deep dive.
We have some really specific notes on the song's composition. I want to pick these apart. The description is, it's really vivid. It starts with driving drums.
Okay, so let's break that down. Driving. Why that word? It signals momentum. It tells the listener, we're moving forward.
It's not a ballad. We're not sitting still.
We are actively going somewhere. It's the heartbeat of an anthem.
But then these drums are paired with interesting piano notes.
Which is an unusual choice for gritty rock, right? Usually you'd go for a distorted guitar riff.
Right. Piano feels softer or more pop.
And I think that's the key. By using the piano, he grounds it. The source text describes the sound as both dramatic and grounded.
That's a very difficult balance to strike. How does that even work sonically?
Well, you use the piano for the drama, those big echoing chords, and you use the drums for the ground, the grit, the heartbeat, and then over that you layer the vocals. The analysis says Masque knows exactly where to push.
I love that phrase, where to push. It implies he's also holding back at times.
That's the secret. Dynamic range. If you just scream for 3 minutes, the listener gets numb, it loses all impact.
You have to earn the explosion.
You have to earn it. You have to whisper first.
So let's look at the lyrics, because this is where the whole Lady Gaga thing moves from being like a gimmick to being a philosophy.
It really is. The narrative arc in the sources is classic stuff, like a hero's journey, but it's all internal. It starts with insecurity, isolation. The character feels small.
A feeling we've all had, just being invisible.
And the notes say he's feeling overlooked and searching for joy, but the catalyst for change, the thing that pulls him out of that hole, it's not a person or a god.
It's Lady Gaga.
It's Lady Gaga.
But not literally her, right? He's not waiting for Stefani Germanotta to show up in Honolulu and save him.
Unlikely, though that would be a great music video. No, the source text is very clear. In the song, she's a symbol. She represents freedom, voice, and permission to exist fully.
Permission to exist fully. Wow, that phrase really hit me.
It's powerful.
I think so many people go their whole lives just waiting for that permission.
There's a line the sources quote directly from the song. She gave me freedom, and I finally found my voice.
And it's so interesting that the song itself is a rock anthem with this driving beat, but the inspiration is the queen of pop.
And that's the brilliance of it. It challenges the rules of rock, doesn't it? Rock is supposed to be tough, stoic, too cool to care.
Leather jacket.
Exactly. But here's Masque saying, my strength comes from this pop icon who wears meat dresses and dances.
It just redefines what strength even looks like. Strength isn't just being tough. Strength is admitting you were searching for joy and then going out and claiming it.
It's that wit versus vulnerability balance all over again. It's witty to name drop Gaga, but it's so vulnerable to admit, I needed her to show me how to be me.
It reminds me of how teenagers use music.
Yeah.
You wear the t-shirt of the band you love like it's armor.
Yes. You borrow their power because you haven't quite found your own yet.
Absolutely.
It's music as survival. The notes explicitly use that phrase. For someone like Masque, seeing an artist like Gaga, who's theatrical, weird, loud, unapologetic, it gave him a blueprint.
It gave him permission.
Permission to be those things in his own life and in his own genre.
So we have the artist, we have the anthem. Now we need to talk about the vehicle. Because you can have the best song in the world, but if nobody hears it...
It's a tree falling in the forest.
Exactly. And that brings us to the third part of our source stack, the ARTiculation Radio Show.
This is such a fascinating look into the indie music world, because we are not talking about top 40 radio here.
Not at all. Masque is being featured on their upcoming episode, number 210.
Can we just pause on that number? 210?
It's a lot of episodes.
In the world of independent radio and podcasting, where most shows fade out after like 7 episodes, reaching 210 is monumental.
It means they've been running since 2017, according to the notes.
That's longevity. That means they have a built-in loyal audience that trusts their taste.
And the format of the show seems perfect for an artist like Masque. You have the two hosts, Joaquin Mann and Gaga Sage.
Right, and they split the duties. Joaquin Mann is the curator, he plays the indie music, he validates the sound itself.
But Gaga Sage, her role is interesting. She does the interviews.
But look at who she interviews. The list isn't just musicians, it's achievers, creatives, doers, and leaders.
Oh, I see what you're saying. By putting Masque in that lineup.
She's reframing him. He isn't just some musician trying to sell a song. He's being presented as a creative, a doer. It elevates the whole conversation.
It treats his career as a serious enterprise.
Exactly. It's not just about the melody, it's about the mindset. The notes say the interview covers his journey, and the traction the single is getting.
Traction. That's a key industry word. It means it's moving. People are listening.
And a show like Articulation, which focuses on indie music from various genres, it's like an accelerator for that traction.
It bridges the gap. He's in Hawaii. Articulation Radio is global.
You know, it actually mirrors the theme of the song.
How do you mean?
Well, the song is about connecting to a bigger figure, to Gaga, to find your own voice. The career strategy is about connecting to bigger platforms like Articulation or the Hocus to amplify that voice.
Huh. It's the same motion. Reaching out to expand.
Moving from small to big, from isolation to connection.
Let's zoom out a bit. We've looked at the pieces. What's the bigger picture here when it comes to identity and performance? Because his name is literally Masque.
M-A-S-Q-U-E.
A mask is something you hide behind. It's concealment. But everything we've read today suggests he's doing the total opposite.
It's that classic paradox of performance. You know that Oscar Wilde quote, "Give a man a mask and he will tell you the truth."
I love that quote.
It applies so perfectly here. In his daily life, maybe he does feel small, like the lyrics say. But when he puts on the mask,
The performance persona.
when he adopts that dramatic sensibility and channels that Gaga energy, he can actually reveal his truest emotions. The emotional honesty the sources mention is enabled by the performance.
So the theatrics aren't a lie. They're the delivery system for the truth.
That's it, exactly. If he just stood there in jeans and mumbled the lyrics, it wouldn't feel as true. It needs the drama to match the intensity of the feeling inside him.
And it's interesting, he explores LGBTQ plus themes too, because historically that community has often had to use codes, performance, or camp to communicate safely.
Absolutely. And that is why Save Me, Lady Gaga works so well as an anthem. An anthem isn't just a good song.
It's more than that.
It's a rallying cry. It says, I see you, I am you, we are in this together.
It validates the struggle.
And it validates the survival.
Music as survival. That's not just a throwaway line. For so many people, especially in marginalized communities, finding that one artist who gives you permission, that can be the difference between giving up and keeping going.
It all comes back to that permission to exist fully.
Which is the hardest permission to get. We usually wait for someone else to give it to us, our parents, our bosses.
Our partners. Masque realized he could get it from a pop song. And now, by writing his song, he's passing that same permission on to his listeners.
It's a chain reaction. Gaga to him to the listeners on Articulation Radio.
And the cycle continues.
So let's just recap for everyone listening. We have Masque, a Honolulu-based artist who's breaking the mold of that local sound.
Combining rock, dance, and alternative into something actually genre-defined.
She's got 2 albums, Masque Emotions and Midnight Flames, and a Hoku Award nomination that proves he's the real deal.
And a powerful new single, Save Me, Lady Gaga, that uses a rock sound to tell a story about vulnerability and finding your voice.
And he's taken that story to the 210th episode of the Articulation Radio Show to share it with the world.
It's a solid trajectory for an artist who only started back in 2021.
It really is. You know, before we wrap, I keep coming back to that title, Save Me, insert name.
It sticks with you.
It makes me wonder if we turn the mic around to the listener for a second.
I think we should.
Because Masque found his permission through Lady Gaga. But everyone has someone, right?
Right. So here's the question for you listening right now. If you had to write your own anthem and you had to title it Save Me blank, whose name goes in that blank?
And don't just say the first famous person you think of. Don't just pick I don't know, Taylor Swift because she's huge.
No, dig deeper. Who is the person, real or fictional, famous, or someone you know, who gives you permission to be the version of yourself you're maybe a little afraid to be?
Are they giving you permission to be loud, to be quiet, to be weird?
To be ambitious, to be messy, because whoever that name is, they're holding a key for you. And maybe, just like Masque, you need to write a song or just live a life that uses that key.
Save me blank. That's going to stick with me. I feel like my answer would probably change depending on the day.
As it should. We need different things at different times.
Definitely. Well, if you want to find your own answer, maybe start by listening to Masque. Check out the Hoku Awards lists. Look up the ARTiculation Radio show for that full interview.
There's always more to dig into.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. Until next time.
Take care.
It's Chance and Fallon taking the stage. Deep dives ready to engage. Conversations that spark the soul.